Manfred Mann's Earth Band, The Roaring Silence, an album I bought for £4 from the Vinyl Hunters stall at the Wickham Arts Centre vinyl sale. Manfred Mann was not the leader of the 60s pop R&B band, he was just the keyboard player. But he was the one who had the best name to name a band after. However, he was the leader of 70s prog rock band Manfred Mann's Earth Band, but I always expected that was because he was the one who had the recognisable name. Manfred Mann's Earth Band was sort of a second division prog band, not up there with Yes, ELP or Genesis, but in the sort of same league as Camel, Barclay James Harvest or the Canterbury bands. I think they were more popular in Europe, and this album sold well in the US. At the time I thought of them as prog light, as they often covered songs written by other artists. I think that without the disparate suites of showy-offy noodling, the music has better stood the test of time. They tended to expand on the songs with appropriate instrumental sections and solos. The guitar and keyboard solos did everything required. I particularly like the guitar, which has fast runs, but also has slow melodic passages. On a previous album that I also own, they took Bob Dylan's shortest song, Father of Day, Father of Night, and extended it out to about 10 minutes. They had previously done a successful version of Bruce Springsteen's song Spirits in the Night, and this album starts with their most famous track, which was their big hit single in the UK and US. It was a reworking of Springsteen's Blinded by the Light. I heard this version before I heard the original, and a part of me thinks that the Earth Band is better, though apparently Bruce would not agree. I think he was annoyed by a lost in translation problem. Or is that maybe a lost in pronunciation problem? To give credit to the Earth Band, I think that the part that really stands out in Blinded by the Light is the main keyboard riff. The album has the extended version of Blinded by the Light. It contains a musical joke that might also have been seen as being a bit insulting. Coming out of the solo and into the last verse, the keyboard plays chopsticks. The second track is a Mike Heron song extended well beyond its original folky format. It has lush backing singers and a very nice sax solo performed by jazz saxophonist Barbara Thompson. The second side starts with a very churchy choral section sung by a choir. This leads into a fairly bland, mostly original song made more interesting by an epic production, with big pad-like strings, a nice guitar solo, and even more lush backing singers. Apparently it is based on a Don McLean song. There then follows a real original song which maybe serves to prove they were right to do so many covers. The other thing that Manfred Mann's Earth Band were fond of doing was basing songs on classical themes. Solar Fire, the other album of theirs that I own, has a reworking of one of the themes on Holst's Jupiter from the Planets. On this album they use one of the main themes from Stravinsky's Firebird suite to create a slightly schmaltzy but quite catchy song, which once again starts with a churchy choral section, only this time it sounds like members of the band who are doing the singing. As it goes on it gets a bit funky. I'm not totally convinced of its artistic merit or its lyrics, but I am a sucker for classical adaptations, and I love the tune. The album ends with another classically inspired self-penned epic. It is based on a Schubert piano piece. It has inspirational lyrics, swelling oohs and strings and soaring leads. It is a bit like the Moody Blues, only with a bit more oomph, though I was hoping for a timpani rolling climax. It may be prog light, but overall I like it. It may even be prog for people who don't like prog. The Roaring Silence, Manfred Mann's Earth Band.